Record. All right, welcome to the 10 a.m. practice today. My name is Ashley, and I will lead you through this kind of a stretch out, stabilizer, hip happy practice. So a lot more lower body than maybe you've been doing lately. If we're doing a lot of sitting in a chair, a lot of working from home or from wherever where you're sitting a lot, then this practice will be really nice in a sort of gentle way to get our hips going, to get our lower body stretched out and just feeling a little better after everything that's been going on. So welcome. I'm so excited you're here. I think that I will grab myself one of these affirmation cards today. We're gonna do picking a number. Good. That'll work. So our card of the day, you can't see it, you can't read it from there, but that's okay. So filling up your hearts, our card of the day, our word of the day, our affirmation of this practice is I am compassionate. When we get into the hips a little bit more, there's a lot of stuff that baggage that tends to hold up in there. So let's be a little bit compassionate towards our tight bodies, or compassionate towards whatever it is, whatever place we're in right now. And of course, always filling up with gratitude. So I am compassionate. I move with consciousness and care and practice self-forgiveness to love myself as I am. So when we go through these movements, please do so very compassionately, moving with consciousness as you notice each part of your body and muscle. You might even hold on to a spot in your leg or your hip or your glutes to feel it activate and notice what's going on. So be very mindful and care for the movement that you're taking as well as your breath. So I am compassionate. We'll leave that there. Have blocks at the top of the mat or wherever is comfortable for, or wherever's out of the way for now. And we're going to start, let's actually start lying on our backs today. So lay back. You can take the knees out wide. Feet together. And rest the head, the shoulders, the back on the floor. And I always forget to mention this, but I'll mention it now. If you have music that you want to play along with your practice, that's your favorite, please go ahead and put that on. Some teachers like to provide playlists. I am a personal fan of quiet and silence and instruction, but you can do music if you would like. So anytime you want to put your own music on, pick your favorite or what is reminiscent or reflective of your mood or what you want your mood to be. Let's rest your hands by your side, knees open, allowing gravity to draw the knees down a bit more. If it's more comfortable to grab blocks or put pillows underneath the legs, you can get comfortable there. Close your eyes and start to focus in on the breath. In and out through the nose. Your breath, your guide, and the lesson of the universe. Guiding you in and out, back and forth, into and out of each pose. Notice your belly rise and fall with each breath. And then slowly, let's take the knees together. Feet about hip distance apart. Lift the right leg straight up. Flex the foot, then point the toes. And do that a few times, flexing and then pointing. Now circles through the ankle. Circles or figure eights. And then instead of the ankle rotating, take that down into your hip. So do a circle in the leg. And then switch directions. It can be big or small. And then pull the leg back towards the upper body, grabbing onto the calf or the hamstring. Left leg is still left foot, left knee can be still bent, or you can start to straighten it out in front. Keep pressing through that right heel. Lengthen the left leg and feel that left hand or that left hip flexor, that place that gets tight when we sit. Feel that stretching out, just a gentle stretch. You can even point the left toes. So you've got two things going on here. Then bend the right knee, hug it in close to you. Let's take the leg out to the side, knee opening, and you might press that knee down a little bit more, hug close. Keep the left sit bone, left leg anchored. How about a straight right leg? Maybe. Out to the side, using your right hand as a little kickstand. And then bending that right knee, take it up and across over the body. Lift onto the left hip, adding this twist, but feel it through the outside of the thigh, the hamstring, the hip, the outer hip area. Then bring that right leg back up to the top. Let's hug the knee in and give us some circles. And then switch directions. And then like you're doing an upside down lunge, bend the knee, foot comes up, grab onto your foot. You might need to lift a little bit as you pull it down, maybe one hand or two hands. Pull the knee down towards the right shoulder, adjusting the outside of the right shoulder, like a half happy baby. And then taking your hands on your knee or your foot, just move that right leg around. It might be across the body, might be more organic movements, whatever feels nice into that right hip, hamstring, leg. And then take that foot back down. Bend both knees, hug them in, little rock side to side. And extend both legs. And notice the difference between the right and the left. Just feel it. It doesn't take much time to make that difference. Let's do the other side. Bend the knees. Left leg comes up. Point and then flex. Get into that ankle and foot. And then make circles in the ankle. And then circles in the hips. So bring that circle down towards the base of the leg, the upper base, if we're talking about closer to the floor right now. The origin of where that leg comes from. And then switch directions. Then pull back towards the upper body, grabbing behind the hamstring or the calf. Keep the foot flexed so the toes are pulling back. And extend that right leg forward and down. One more deep breath. Hug the left knee in towards your shoulder. And take it out to the side, right hand out the side as well. Right hand out to its own side, left knee out to the side. So you can keep hugging the knee close or allow it to fall towards the floor, keeping right leg active. So we're giving our right hip, right leg a nice stretch out as you press the heel down. And you might straighten that left leg out to the side or keep it where it's at. And then bring that leg up back to the center. Hug the knee in and we twist. Take that left leg across the body, lift up onto that right hip, give it a little more twist. And we bring the knee down. Use that right hand to draw the knee down, helping to activate and engage the midsection for that twist. Even sitting quite a bit can tighten up also in the belly and the low back. So let's find some movement there. Then bring the leg back up to the center. Hug the knee in. Good, reset so that everything's on the ground. Both sit bones equal. I'm gonna bend the knee, but keep the foot up. Take the foot up like a lunge, like an upside down lunge. Grab onto the foot. Lift up a little bit. You can pull downward, like a lunge, pulling down, pressing into the invisible floor above you. Or we can move it around. So one hand on the knee, one hand on the foot. Move the leg side to side, very carefully. So no force. You might find a couple different pops and things. You are circling with the knee hug. And then hug both knees in. Squeeze, bring it up. And then extend the legs, both of them straight in front of you. Open up. Give yourself a big stretch. Reach back. Reach the toes forward. Engage the quads, hips up. We're going to come to our hands and knees. So you can roll to your side. Press yourself up. And then whichever direction, wherever is fine. So hands and knees, palms down, knees under hips. We've got our cat and cow poses. Just to get into a little bit more spine and core strength, flexibility, mobility. So even though we're focused on lower body, we still get some of this upper body movement and strength in there. All right, from our hands and knees, sit back in child's pose. Take the knees a little wider and get cozy and snuggly as your belly falls in between the knees. Get rid of any distractions. Find compassion for the place that you're in, your body, your ability to move, ability to be here this morning. You shift back to the hands and knees. Let's work a little bit more into those hips, the movement, little fire hydrant movement and hip circles. So pressing down into the hands, extend the right leg straight back. Good, good. Now take the toes are pointed down. Now turn them out and then down. And notice the rotation of the thigh and the hips. This is external when you point the toes to the side, and then internal rotation as the toes point down. Can you get farther than just straight down and straight out to the side? Take the toes more towards the left side and rotate. Keep going a few times and stay strong through the upper body. And then come back to neutral. Bend the knee, lift a little higher, big circle around. Big circle, knee up and around. And we do 3 of them. Switch directions, out to the side, lift up and around. And keep going. And one more. And then take that leg straight out again. Toes to the floor, toes to the ground. Press, gotta get on my mat. Press into that heel, so heel back. Pick up the left toes, lift the left knee, maybe, or you keep the left knee down. And slide the right leg out to the side. Out to the side, place the foot down, sit back into your different style of child's pose. So the right leg's out to the side, the foot's pressing down. Maybe a little bit challenging to see this on the screen, but that's all right. And then back to the center, make a big half circle, bring that leg back, knee comes back down, okay? Anytime you need to stretch out the wrist, take a little pause, or you could even do this with blocks underneath the hands to put less weight into the upper body or the wrists. Let's take that left leg straight back. Make sure it's pressing through the heel. You've got this long line from crown of the head to the heel, no arching in the back. We're going to lift and pull the belly in. Then add those rotations, stemming from the upper femur, that upper leg. So rotate out to the side towards the left wall, and then back down towards the ground, maybe even more internal. So see what your leg is giving you today. And one more. Good, and then bend the left knee. So you're like stamping the ceiling. Lift the knee up and around. Do that 3 times, up and around. Try not to take that right hip too far out to the side. Keep it stable. And you're just working with the glutes of that left leg. And then out to the side again, other direction. One more. And then you can't see me anymore. Extend the leg. Keep it straight. Place your foot back down. Press through the heel. Then press, even pressing the hands more forward, fingertips down, feel the calf. Then you might lift the right heel or even the knee up off the ground. And then placing that knee back down, slide the left toes out to the side, left side, directly in line with left hip. Sit back towards the right heel. You bring it forward, back to your hands and knees. Slide that left foot back to that half circle. Knee comes down. And heading to downward facing dog. Hands forward. Tuck the toes under. Lift the hips. Press the hips back. And it might be a little bit tight here, so bend one knee at a time. And walk the feet forward just behind the hand. Forward fold ragdoll pose. Bend the knees, both of them. Grab the elbows. Shake out the head. Then release the hands and roll yourself up to a standing pose. Do standing poses. Next up. If ever I disappear and it shows just my face, it's because my pop-up that my phone 20% battery life and 10% battery life. So this takes a lot of battery juice out of your devices. All right, so you're gonna actually stand up tall. You can face me. So you say, hey, tree pose. So legs down. We're actually gonna do 2 different balances today. First, ground downs are one side. You can pick. I'm gonna do my left leg. This might be your right. Lift up the toes of the heel of the other side. And take it out to the side and hold. Good. Hands can come to your hips. Stay stable through this base side and lift the right leg off the ground. I actually do this one in chair yoga often when I teach chair yoga, so you have something to hold on to. Keeping your legs straight here, start to draw a little circle to take it back. Without leaning forward, take that right leg back, squeeze it inward, and kick back, squeezing the glute. You can even feel this glute activate as you lift the right leg, stretching the front. And then we take the leg around, finds the side, and then out in front. Not a big lift, but something just staying straight down, you can point the toes, feel the quad activation, and a lot of strength in that left side. Bend the knee, heel towards your backside, knee pointed straight down. Grab your ankle and pull towards your backside. Knees squeeze together, hips forward. Quad stretch. All right, take it down. Ow. Let's do the other side. So right leg down. Lift up onto the left heel or the opposite heel. Leg goes out to the side. Hands can go to your hips. Then lift and squeeze. Feel these guys. Abductors up. They lift. Hips right side or stabilizing side active and engaged. And if you need a little, toe tap down, that's cool. And then take the legs, this left leg, this outer leg, around and to the back. So we're hugging in towards the midline, but also squeezing and lifting through the back glute. Lower abs, belly in. Hug it in tight. Can we keep straight legs? This is like, this kind of stuff is the hardest for me in my hips. Ooh. I'm sure you're feeling stuff too. Let's bring that leg around. So this is kind of similar in some ways to a bar class, but without the pulses, we're just extending and holding. It's an isometric hold. And some of these poses or postures or movements, you can try maybe doing this for a minute with each leg in front, leg to the side, leg to the back. That's going to really help stabilize hip joints and help you when you stretch into them in poses like pigeon pose. Good, and then bend the knee, knees together, heel towards your backside, reach back, find the top of the foot and press towards your booty. Hug the knees close together, hips forward, bent knee going straight down. And let that go. And then finally, just for a little balance here, one more balance pose, tree pose. Take the heel in towards your ankle, knee out wide, so do the opposite leg. Squeezing the glutes in the back so you feel this rotation. Even with the toe on the ground, you're going to feel that. Pressing down and active through the left foot, toes, and heel. And you're going to bring that right foot maybe up the leg as you continue opening this inner thigh part, hips face forward. And you could bring the foot to the inner thigh. We can reach out, maybe reach up. Good. And then release that side, take it down gently, compassionately. Each movement, feeling it, noticing what muscles are working, where it's coming from. Okay, ground down through one side, knee out, toes up, foot up, squeeze. Squeeze what? Back glutes, shoulders down and back. Pressing actively into the foot and the leg at the same time. Hug inward. Finding that your version of tree pose. You're going to reach, open up. Right, and lower back down slowly. Give your legs a little shake out. If you've got blocks or something, have them at the top of your mat next to where your feet go. So we'll have them to have our hands on inner lunges. You're gonna stand at the top. You can take your feet hip distance or toes together. Hands come to your hearts. Take a deep breath in. And then fold it down, a little hinge in the hips, tiny bend in the knees, hands on your blocks. They can be the tall version or medium. And then lengthening at the back, inhale. Step the left foot back only into a lunge. Hips starting to come down. In fact, let's take the knee down for this first one. You can always cushion up with a blanket. Flatten the toes, lengthen, pressing those hips down, lengthen through the upper back, upper body. Hands on the blocks or hands on something to give you a little bit of lift and support. The purpose of this one is to feel the left hip flexor. This is a stretch for that left leg, that long leg that's behind you. Keep pressing the belly forward. See if we can get a little more upright by walking the hands back farther, and even opening up a little bit in our low kneeling lunge, crescent lunge. Look up. And then walk it back forward. Straighten the front leg. Pull the right toes back. And fold over that right leg, half split. We move the toes side to side. Notice something different. And even notice if you move your hips side to side, you'll also notice something different in the legs. Internal, external, round, rotate. Just each movement you take, notice what changes or what feels more stable. Okay, then walk it forward again, bending into the right knee. Tuck the back toes under. Lift that back leg. Lift. Awesome. Stay straight and strong here with that back leg. Bend, well, for now. And then bend in the back knee. Step forward. Couple hops, couple steps. Step forward. Half lift, inhale. Let's hit up the other side. Right foot steps back. Knee comes down. Whew, tightness going on there. Flatten the foot. Work your way into this. You might need a little bit more upright here. Hips forward. So trying to pull the back hip, the right side forward, while the left knee, left femur kind of pull back. So you're scissoring in the legs in a way. So let's walk the hands and with our blocks or with our water bottles back into an open lunge. Not going to bend that knee right now, but we can open, squeeze the shoulders, look up. Left knee stays directly over the ankle. Press into the heel and the toes. And walk the hands back forward. Whew. Straighten that left leg. Pull the left toes back. Half split. Again, a little movement through the toes, the hips. And back to center, shifting forward. Walk the hands forward. Tuck the back toes under, low lunge, hands on the blocks. Straighten that back leg. All right, bend the back knee. Take it forward. Nice. And bend both knees. You're going to keep the blocks out in front of you if you've got them. Roll yourself up. And we'll try one more balance pose. This one's a tricky one. So it's an external internal rotation of your hip in a balanced pose. So blocks out in front of you or a chair. In fact, I could even take my poof. This could be my prop. So I want my hands on something, or you can grab a wall. Okay? I'm gonna grab something. You're gonna fold forward over that whatever your prop is. It could be either blocks, chair, or a desk or table if your hands are forward. Oh, 10% battery life left. All right, we'll get through this. Don't worry, I've got 2 cameras going. So hands are down, right? Awesome. Feet together. Let's try this together. Let's take that right leg and lift it up behind you. Doesn't have to be too high, maybe hip height, no more than that. So we've got the same little internal external rotation. So just the toes and then toes down. Toes in a hip. But let's try something a little different. So ground down through that left foot. Instead of just a little rotation, open up. Half moon. Reach up. Lift. And then come back down to warrior 3. Do that again. Lift, reach up. Rotate open. And back down. One more time. Lift, rotate. Take it high. And then bend into that knee, step back into a warrior pose, warrior 2. Straighten the left leg. Reach forward, triangle, and the hand can go anywhere down the leg. Back to our warrior 2. This is sort of the challenge peak of our practice. Lean forward. Can we take off back into our half moon and touching it onto that prop out in front of you or wall? Bend the front knee, lift up, back leg lifts up, open, and close it down. Good. Right foot comes down to the floor. And I'll switch sides so I can see you. Other side, right? Other side. So we've got hips over the legs, straight legs, hands down under the shoulders. Or if you're in a wall, just make sure our back is flat. Feet together. Let's take that left leg up and back. Feel the activation of the glutes. And without fully turning open, just turning the toes to the left and then down. Left and down. Keep the right toes facing towards the front of your mat. They don't turn inward. They like to do that though, so do your best. And now we're adding this half moon. So the right hand stays down, stable, and lift. Externally rotate, stack the left hip over right, left arm reaching high. Then come back down. We'll do that 3 times. And take your time with it. And once you're in that half moon for the third time, hold it here, get higher, longer, reach farther. Flex through the left foot, bend into the right knee, and push off, push back, a warrior stance. A short stance, doesn't have to be a wide warrior two, just a short one. Straighten the front leg, that right knee, right hand down that right leg, left arm up high. All right, and we are headed to back forward, bending into the right knee, reach forward, and maybe warrior two first. Reach forward, lift off half moon again, open, and then send the hand back down to your cushion or whatever it is, feet down, forward fold. Hang out in your forward fold, grabbing elbows. And we're going to come down to the floor this time. So bend the knees, sit back, come to the floor. So we might have to end this just a tiny bit early, only because my phone battery is about to die and I can't charge it because the microphone's plugged in. So we could always unplug that too. So we'll do just a couple more poses and then I'll switch microphones so the sound will be a little bit different. So go ahead and take the feet together, hug the elbows in, press the elbows towards the thighs and lean forward, bound angle. Lift back up. Take the knees up, legs straight for now. Right ankle goes above the left knee. So do a seated figure four. You can stay here with a lean forward or bend that left knee and sit up tall. And then take that right foot and place it down to the floor. We're going to pivot. So whether that's taking the foot down like this, if your leg is straight, we pivot down into a twist. So hugging the right knee, look back over the right shoulder. Twist it. And switch sides, just unwind. Bring it back to that figure four first. Take a deep breath in and straighten the left leg, switch sides. Ankle over the knee, lift up high. All right, stay there. I'm just gonna do some shifting around here. You will no longer hear me as well. All right. So you're in that figure four. Let's take the foot down to the floor and find that twist. Hug the knee, look back over left shoulder. And come back to the center. Lift the legs back up, straighten the right leg, and take both feet out in front of you. We're gonna make our way down to the floor. So legs out in front, top of the mat. Reach forward, roll yourself down slowly. With a block or no block, we're heading towards bridge pose to help get in again into those hip flexors in front of the body. We're opening up. So pressing the feet close or into the ground, feet hip distance, knees bent a lot. Pressing with the elbows and the hands, they place next to the heels. Lift the hips, one vertebra at a time. Notice each articulation of that movement. And if you have a block and you want to do supported, you can put it underneath or a pillow or something so that you're able to relax a bit more into this pose. Supported bridge, a great restorative posture. Or stay activated through the back of the body. It's up to you. And slowly lower back down. Take the feet together, knees open wide. Kind of like the way we started. You can reach the hands overhead, grab your wrists. Maybe a little bit more open than when we started. Feel the difference that you've made in just these short few minutes. And bringing the knees back up together. Feet will heel toe out to the side, knees knock together, instead the opposite. So knees inward, heels out. Then take those feet about mat distance with the knees straight up. Let's take those knees side to side, windshield wiper style. All right, knees come straight up. Take your right leg up above the left, crossing along. Then lift the knees up, grab opposite feet like bicycle handlebars. So you might need a little bit less bend or more bend in the knees close or far together, wherever they are. Awesome, it's okay. And then work to maybe straighten the legs a little bit more and pull towards your upper body. Rock from side to side. Movement goes up and down. Then we can try this. It's another twist, but it's a little different. So if your right leg is over the top, right? Correct, yes. Hug and bend the left knee a lot. Take the left knee down to the floor. You might release the foot with your hand, that's okay. Left knee is down, correct. Good. Right leg comes up, straight position, or you can hug the knee. And then take the knee across the body, knee or leg, straight or not, into a twist. So if you're grabbing onto the toe, that might work for your twist. You might be holding in that bent knee position. A lot of ways we can play out this pose. And lift it back up to the top. Unravel the legs. Feels a little different. Again, right to left side. So let's take that left leg up and across. Lift the knees. Grab the opposite feet. Work from side to side. Hug the knees close to you, maybe farther from you. This is our Gomukhasana legs, or cow face legs. So the right leg, the right knee, the one that's behind your body, or farthest from your body. Take your right knee down to the floor. You might hold onto the foot, or you might let go of it. You might even straighten the leg. So it's all good. The right leg is down. Left leg either straightens or bent knee. We'll take it into the twist. Pick up down to the right hip, and that right, left knee comes across the body. A lot of things we could feel here. If anything feels like it's too much or there's any pain, then ease that out of it. All right, bring the leg back up to the center. Unravel, unwind, hug the knees in, rock side to side. Maybe you're doing happy baby pose today, hug the knees towards the outer sides of the body next to the mat. And rock side to side. And then any last movement or poses you would like to take before we head down to Shavasana. We'll be a few minutes in Shavasana. You can go ahead and do that. Worked a lot more of our lower body today, and hopefully kind of gentle way, but also a little bit of street building. So if you have a pillow or bolster and you want underneath the knees, that can work. If you want to take the knees out to the side, that's also a great way to end your practice. Another way to find some openness in the hips and in your thighs. Or we can do the simple, straightforward, legs out in front of you, hands by your side, close your eyes, and relax. Relax here, remembering our affirmation, our intention of the day. I am compassionate. I move, or in this case, I'm still, with consciousness and care, and practice self-forgiveness to love myself as I am. So here, let's practice loving ourselves, finding self-compassion for the movement that we take, for the bodies that we live in, for the life that we live. We'll be here for a few minutes and I'll guide you out. Might start to take a deep breath in. Wiggle those fingers and toes. Take your arms up and give yourself a loving hug. Squeeze. And then open the arms and switch the crossing of the arm. Give yourself a hug. Squeeze it in. Nice job. Reach your arms overhead and roll to your side as you pick up onto your hip, bend the knees. And a gentle journey, lifting back up, pressing up to the seated pose. With as much love and compassion as I can muster, reach those arms up. Inhale, connect the hands and bring them down to your hearts. We're completing our practice together. Although we are far, I still feel like we are very near. So thank you so much for being here and being part of this interesting journey that we had with our virtual yoga practice. Take one more deep breath in. Let it all go. Oh. Thanks for being here, and I hope to see you again very soon. Namaste.